faster, but it sounds a little low. So I think tighten it up and fix the action, and it's gonna be in good shape. Today I'm going to be doing some banjo maintenance. This belongs to a friend of mine who bought it years ago, but I think the strings have never been changed except for one that broke, and it doesn't look like the head has ever been tightened. So today we're giving this banjo a full makeover. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the strings just by loosening them. I like to pluck it first just so that I know I'm turning the right way. That's pretty good. Great. I'm just gonna cut the strings one at a time here. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. There, and also back here. One, two, three, four, and five. I'm just gonna set this to the side somewhere where I won't lose it. Now that the strings are off, I'll clean off the fretboard using a microfiber cloth. I start with the fretboard because I want to use some fret oil, and I need that to be able to sit on there for a while before I wipe it off. So I'll start with that so it gets enough time to soak in. Alright, now I'm going to use this fret oil, put like a drop on each fret. And then I'll just take my finger and rub it in. I think I'm going to need a little bit more because it looks like it's taking all of this. It's just soaking right in. So I'll put some more. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is just tighten up anything that seems like it's loose and shouldn't be. Anything that can be tightened easily. I've just angled these tuning heads so that the holes are facing the way that I need them to. Make it easier when I go to string it. Now this tailpiece is completely loose, so that's going to need to be tightened up for sure. Looks like it's these ones on the side right here. I'm also going to adjust this tailpiece a little bit. There's a thumb screw here, and if you tighten it, it's going to lower that down a little bit. You want it to not quite, like, don't let it touch the head, but be as low as possible without touching. It actually wasn't bad where it was. I hear something rattling a little bit. It might just be the tailpiece since there's no tension on it. But what you can do is make sure that this is tight. Just tightened up the coordinator rod a little bit. Tighten it towards the neck. Don't kill it, just make sure it's snug so it's not rattling or anything. I'm going to check all these little screws from the tuner heads just to make sure they're all, none of them are loose or anything. They shouldn't be, but it can happen. That one felt loose. That's better. This one has a screw that I can tighten as well. This will actually adjust how hard it is to turn this, and it is a little bit looser than I like it, so I'm going to go a little tighter on that. That's a little better. That's good. Alright, now I'm going to actually tune the drum head on this using the 6mm socket. First I'm just going to go all the way around and see if any of them feel loose. I want them all to be about the same. Loose, loose. That one's really tight. Tight, loose, 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 loose. Okay, most of them were loose, but right around here, it seemed kind of tight. So I'm going to be careful not to tighten those ones too much as I move them all. I'm going to do like half a turn on each of these loose ones now. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that one. Nope. Let's do a quarter turn there maybe. Half turn. Let's do another half turn. And maybe another half turn. Shouldn't have to do this very often. Just if you notice that your banjo's not as tight. Not as high pitched maybe when you hit it with your thumb. This one's getting there. And tight as that as this side was to start. I wonder if maybe this they wanted to make sure that this armrest was on good or something, or I don't know what. But those were much tighter than the rest. Maybe it was rattling. I just tightened up the drum head. So I think it's much higher pitched than it was, and all the bolts felt very tight. This tailstock is very loose here. I think I forgot to screw this one down right here in the back. There we go. Looks about right. Now I'm just gonna wipe down the whole thing with the microfiber and get it nice and clean. And I might use a little bit of this cleaner that I use for my guitar. If there's anything that's like kind of stuck on there, just polish it up. All right, I just spent some time wiping it down with a damp microfiber cloth, and since this oil's been sitting on this fretboard for a while, I think it's okay to wipe it off, any excess that's there. Use a paper towel for this because it gets kind of, I don't know, dirty. All right, now it's time to actually put on the strings. This will be the first string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string. The first and fifth string are the same. I think I'll start with the second string and the fourth string, just so that it holds the neck in place, kind of holds everything together and the tension seems right. This says banjo / mandolin. I wonder if you could really put this on a mandolin. Never would have thought that. I'm gonna give a slight bend to this loop end here. That'll make it easier to thread in there. So just slide the string through the right hole and then try to loop onto that hook that's just there. It's not so easy. Did I get it? I think I got it. Okay, now I'll come over to this end here. This is the second string, and so I'm going to feed it through right there. And this is going to come around this way and under the string. Actually, for these thinner ones, I like to go through twice. I might as well do it for this one. Might not be necessary, I just don't want it to slip. So I'll go back through that same hole again. I'm gonna give this plenty of slack and pull it tight like this. Then I will come under the string from this side. Under the string from this side. And then up like that. What I'll do is just wrap it around my finger a couple times. Oh geez. Maybe I'll get a better shot doing one of the other strings. It's kind of hard to do it on camera. And then make sure you're winding it up the correct way. The string should always be coming off of the inside and not the outside of this bolt, if that makes sense. Okay, before you get too tight, don't forget to put the bridge back. Also, take a look at the bridge and try to determine which slot is a little bit thicker, and that'll help remind you which direction the bridge has to go on. So my bridge goes this way. All right, next I'll do my fourth string, the thickest string. All right, so to put the string on, just feed it through this hole. And then loop it under the string like this. And before you pull that tight, just make sure you have enough slack that you have some room to wind it around a little bit. And then pull it up like this. Make sure you're turning the tuner the correct direction as well. On our bridge end, that actually stayed. That's good. Now it kind of doesn't matter which string you do next. This string had a little plastic piece on it when I got the banjo. I think it just prevents the rubbing. I don't know if it's really necessary. I think I threw mine away but I'm gonna put it on this one just because. Just like the other ones, just come under the string like this. This is a wider tuner peg here, I notice. So I'm gonna give that a little extra slack. I think now I'll slide that little plastic piece into place. Just there. Okay, got all the strings on. Next thing I gotta do is tune it. It doesn't have to be perfectly tuned because we're gonna tune a couple times. Gonna wait for the ads to load on my tuner app. Now that they're all roughly in tune, pull up on each one of the strings to stretch them out. Not a whole lot, just stretch them out, and this will help it not go out of tune so soon. Otherwise, you'll have to retune it all the time. Okay, and tune once more. Okay. So now that I'm roughly in tune again, I want to check for straightness of the neck. So what I do is I adjust on one of the strings, push down the first fret and also the very last fret, the highest fret here, and kind of check to see how that spacing is. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. I'll push down the last fret and the first fret of the string and it looks like it's actually not bad. Although it looks like it could be touching the fret in some places, which is not good. It's a back bow, so I might want to adjust the truss rod a little bit there. Yeah, basically, if you hold down the first and last fret like this, you should be able to just tap with your finger and feel it bumping it, and this is not at all, which tells me that it does have a little bit of a back bow. So that's not very good. We're gonna fix that first. To adjust the truss rod for a back bow, just take your Allen key. I removed the screws earlier off of this cover plate here. This is a 4mm Allen key, and I'm just gonna loosen it a little bit, not a whole lot, maybe like a quarter turn once I get it in there. There we go. Maybe not even a quarter turn. Let's try an eighth turn. Yep, that was enough to do it. It's like perfect now. You can just barely feel it, which means it has just a little bit of relief. And that neck is almost perfectly straight. It's just the right amount for me. All right, next I'm gonna check the action. So, turning the banjo on its side, I'll actually probably go the other way. This side. Check to see how much space is in between the fret and the string. You want about 1/8 of an inch. There's a little more than 1/8 inch, but honestly that's not bad. I'm just gonna do a slight adjustment there. So to lower the action, I'm gonna use this 1/2 inch wrench to tighten this nut a little, this outside nut a little bit, but first I need to loosen the inside nut just a little bit. Loosen that one up. And now I'll tighten this one up, just like, let's try quarter turn. That's eighth turn. It's like a quarter. And tighten this up. See if that did it or not. Let the bridge slide. That'll affect it too. All right, let's see. Actually, that looks perfect to me. Really happy with that. Okay, so tune up again, and then you want to make sure that the 12th fret harmonic is the same as if you push down the 12th fret. So, I can get my tuner in the shot. 12th fret harmonic is showing right on, and then pushing it down, it's a little bit too low, it's flat. So what that means is the bridge needs to be moved just a little bit towards the neck. We'll just pick it up carefully, slide it over. Still in tune. Still just slightly flat, so I'm just going to move it a little more. Perfect, just like that. And now I'll do the same for this last side. So you do it on both sides. The other strings in between might not be perfect, but there's not much you can do about that without switching out your bridge for one that compensates for each string. So let's check this one. I don't know why my tuner's confused, but it sounds pretty good to me. Might be slightly flat though. I'm gonna just pick up and just tip that side a little bit. Yeah, that sounds good to me. All right, we're just about done now. I'm just gonna go through and play every single fret to make sure there's no fret buzz or anything. And if there is, I'll just turn the truss rod a little bit to give it a little bit more relief. But if there's not, then we're good to go, and I'm just gonna wipe the whole thing down. The oils from your skin can corrode the strings and any other metal part that's on here. So it's good to just wipe everything down when you're done. And I always wipe down my strings when I'm done playing anyway, because it makes your strings last longer.